Remembrance of Love is not the most well-known TV movie. Certainly I wouldn't have been aware of it were it not for the fact that I actively went looking for Pam Dawber films. This has 97 reviews on IMDb, which is not many at all. And it does have a decent rating. It's got an overall rating of 6.4, which is obviously, pretty decent. And in fact, it's very respectable. Weirdly, I enjoyed this film, but it didn't really leave any lasting impression. So I enjoyed kind of watching it and, being involved in the narrative and watching the characters progress and having parts of this mystery unveiled. But it's not one in hindsight that I think will ever become a favourite film of mine. So it was released in 1982, directed by Jack Smight and written by Harold Jack Bloom, based on a story by Rena, Dictor, Blanc. I apologise if I pronounced some of that incorrectly. And stars Kirk Douglas, Robert Clary and Pam Dawber. And I have to say, the acting is brilliant. It's very, very emotive, very emotional, very easy to get sucked into the narrative that these characters are delivering. So I'll read out the description from IMDb, which I think kind of sums it up really nicely without giving away anything, because it is a film that could be spoiled given the nature of it. So the description says as follows. Joe Rabin is a Holocaust survivor. After the war, he went to America, married someone and had a family. Today, he is on his way to Israel for a reunion of Holocaust survivors. It seems that he has another reason for going. It seems like during the war, he had a girlfriend and they were separated and she was pregnant. He has never found out what happened to her or their baby. He hopes to find out now. That's pretty tantalising. And we follow Joe, played by Kirk Douglas, as this past tries to become unveiled and he has to find out certain bits and pieces, and I think the narrative progression is very good. We find out new information at a really, really reasonable pace. I don't think it was unbelievable or over the top. I think all of the characters' reactions were very believable, but certainly Joe's. It's an interesting story. Obviously, it's always going to be quite an emotional thing when you're dealing with the Holocaust or anything to do with World War II and the survivors. It definitely brought a tear to my eye on more than one occasion. In terms of Pam Dawber, obviously she was brilliant in this and I absolutely love her role in this and she's incredible and gorgeous, etc., etc. But without question, it's probably my least favourite Pam Dawber film, if I were to rank the films that she's been in that I've seen, which is a good portion of them now. It's probably my least favourite and the least memorable. But that's not a patch on the film, it's just, for me, it's not one that's going to go down in history as being one of my all-time favourite films. That being said, if you're interested in this kind of film, if you like films based around the Holocaust, which is a weird thing to say, but I'm sure you know what I mean, films that will take you on a journey. It's definitely a time-travelling film that will take you on a journey to the past. I think it's one that's worth giving a go to. It's pretty decent.